The 90s saw the brilliant period of hip-hop music, yet it likewise saw probably the haziest times in Hollywood. Albeit the music was lit, there were misfortunes that totally changed all that. One of these misfortunes was the homicide of the famous rapper Tupac. Was in his mid-20s when his life was stopped in a hit-and-run assault. And right up till now there is banter about the guilty party who was behind everything, albeit a capture was made as of late of the individual who was purportedly answerable for everything. Fans are as yet not at 27 years. 27 years. For a very long time, the group of Tupac Shaker has been sitting tight for equity. We are here today to report the capture of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, also known as Key D, for the homicide of Tupac Shakur. Why? Well, on the grounds that as per these fans, the individual truly answerable for the homicide of the notorious 90s rapper is as yet meandering indiscriminately, with next to no results. The name that continues to appear for this situation is, in all honesty, that of the music tycoon Diddy has been related with the homicide of Tupac, as well as one more large rapper of the Nines, Biggie Smalls. The rundown is long, yet these are the two we will be zeroing in on today. Diddy has forever been cavalier of these charges, saying that he didn't have anything to do with both of these misfortunes, yet as per fans, and a few different sources, Diddy is the one who ought to be in jail. Even the individual who was as of late captured has said that it was Diddy who paid him to take Tupac out. Well, it appears as though it's at last time that we as a whole can rest on the grounds that as per our sources, Diddy is at long last prepared to concede his part in the shooting of Tupac and face the outcomes. He even made sense of his purposes for the entire thing. This video will be one amazing ride, so you better hold on through this one. Invite back to the superstar level. In the present video, we will be discussing the way that Diddy at last conceded his violations and in the Tupac case, and spill his rationale. However, before we get to discussing that, try to offer this video a major go-ahead and crush that buy-in button for additional recordings like this later on. Now, Diddy's name has forever been related with the homicide of Tupac and a few others in the business, yet nobody has had the option to make a difference with it. The man has never at any point been taken in to be interrogated by the specialists, which drives fans considerably more mad at the entire circumstance. Such countless individuals in music and Hollywood trepidation this person Diddy as though he's unapproachable. And surprisingly, the Diddy worked intimately with Tupac back when the rapper was alive. As a matter of fact, the two were even reputed to be companions. However, at that point, after Tupac had a shooting some time ago, everything changed. Tupac was frantic about the entire thing and knew precisely who was behind it. Even in those days, Diddy was the name he uncovered to the general population. As per him, Diddy was behind it all in view of the East Coast and West Coast quarrel. For those of you who have hardly any familiarity with it, was something significant, harking back to the Nines, and the rappers and performers who had a place with the East Coast loathed the West Coast ones, as well as the other way around. Diddy and Tupac were the contrary groups, yet as per Tupac, the hatred between the different sides ought to have been finished after the rapper passed on his sibling. Even uncovered that he was extremely near marking an arrangement with Terrible Kid Records, which had a place with Diddy. So that is some other time that Diddy's name comes up. Might it at some point be conceivable that Diddy disposed of Tupac in light of the fact that he didn't maintain that the quarrel between the different sides should end? Let us in on in the remarks segment. Underneath, Tupac was shot in September of 1996. He wasn't even expected to be in that space. He should be elsewhere, yet after his dear companion Mike Tyson encouraged him to remain for a kids' night out. His arrangement was to go watch Mike battle, and afterward they planned to hang out later in the city. Tragically, the arrangement fell through, and they didn't get to hang out after the battle. I should join those folks. I marvel to truly spend time with them. However you planned to spend time with them that evening, definitely Tupac figured, since he was at that point in the space, he'd go out and have some good times all alone. So he chose to go out, yet that would have been his last vehicle ride the vehicle halted at a red light. And this is the point at which a white Cadillac, pulled over Tupac, was hanging out the vehicle window taking in the breeze. This is the point at which individuals in the white Cadillac started shooting at Tupac's vehicle and wound up harming everybody inside Tupac, was hurried to the medical clinic. At the earliest opportunity, the rapper was in a state of unconsciousness for 6 days. Before his heart gave out now, the individual who was purportedly in the vehicle was Keith D, a similar individual who as of late got captured, yet this wasn't whenever that he first was taken in to be interrogated. It happened once before during the 90s, and he named names in those days, yet stand by a second prior till we progress forward with the video and give you more data on this matter. Try to impart this video to a companion and turn on post notices in the meantime as well. So in the event that you don't pass up any of our future transfers, now Keith D, when he was first taken in to be interrogated, harking back to the 9 said that it was Diddy who paid him more than $1 million to carry out the thing. Clearly, he should be paid through someone else. Yet he never got the cash, so he has no records. You realize there was talk that an installment went, from Puffy's camp, and it should go to Key D and the Southside folks. The individual who should give Keith D the cash, the mediator, utilized the $1 million to open a club for himself. Keith D has discussed Diddy's contribution in the homicide of Tupac. Now each of the fingers point at Diddy, yet he has never confronted the results of his activities, and Puff let him know he will give him $1 million that may change extremely before long. As per sources near the music tycoon, he has been feeling exceptionally remorseful since Keith D got captured. Something has been overloading him. The most stunning piece of this everything is that similar sources let us know that Diddy is considering putting out an announcement admitting to all that he did throughout the long term. This remembers an admission about his inclusion for the homicide of Tupac. Yet additionally, big deal smalls, it's stunning in light of the fact that he has forever been extremely pompous of the entire thing. At whatever point he was gotten some information about it, we don't for even a moment engage garbage my sibling, so we not in any event going to try and go there with all due regard. Yet I value you as a writer, asking thank you. This would change everything for the situation, particularly since the case was as of late shut after the capture of Key D. Now, this is only the tattle on the roads up until this point, yet it could transform into a reality. Actually soon, Diddy feels like he can't live with the weight of what he did such an extremely long time prior. And he really wants to admit it all, to feel improved in spite of the fact that it would end his vocation. He'd essentially have the option to live with himself. Similar sources have let us know that he could likewise hand himself over. Yet to this point, he's pondering in the event that the entire situation may be worth the effort, or not, on the grounds that on one hand, he'd end the weight from his shoulders, yet then again his entire life would disappear. And that is one radical change from a tycoon to a prisoner. Well, that is crazy. No doubt we fabricated this government body of evidence against him, with serious results if he somehow happened to go to preliminary and be sentenced. Do you think Diddy will get captured after this? Do you believe he's all will truly proceed with this arrangement and discard his entire profession? What do you believe will occur next in this show? Let us in on the sum total of your viewpoints, thought, and expectations in the remarks segment underneath. Remember to offer this video a major go-ahead and crush that buy-in button for additional recordings like this one later on. And with all of that far removed as consistently, we will see you in our next video with some new succulent tattle. Up to that point, have some good times observing a portion of our different recordings here at the Superstar advertised.